Hageman to Mummy. Mummy working against Vukotic, back to Hageman. Step back three in the air. It's good. That's Mummy with a great feed from McCoy. Shot was blocked by Emily Young. Case is down 3. Nice look and feed. Hageman with the shot and the foul. Good ball movement. That's Jess McCoy for a 3. Mummy again. Laura Mummy. And welcome inside Horsburgh Gymnasium. We are at the Veal Center on the campus of Case Western Reserve University, and we are here to bring you Women's University Athletic Association college basketball. This afternoon, the Case Western Reserve Spartans host the Maroons of the University of Chicago. My name is Ron Johnson. Along with me, a special guest analyst this afternoon. We're very pleased to have her, Brooke Orcutt. And Brooke, you saw yourself in the opening highlights. Brooke was number 41, a 4-year letter winner here at Case as a guard, and we're excited to have her. Brooke is a current student here studying to get your master's in nutrition, correct? Yep, and she's also an assistant coach with the women's basketball team, so she's going to provide some great insight into today's game against the University of Chicago. Brooke, when you look at this Case basketball team, let's first get your thoughts on this team. Would it be fair to characterize them as young?
Absolutely. Not only, 7 freshmen, I think, maybe a couple more, and just experience-wise, too. Young all the way around, but a scrappy team. The
inexperience really comes into play in the front court, doesn't it? There really isn't a point guard there that you're gone, Barrett's gone,
yep.
Amanda's gone.
Right.
She's on the bench with you. So, and I believe the 2 freshmen that you guys counted on as being point guards are both hurt, correct?
Right, correct. And so Jess has kind of taken over that role. She's done a great job, but still she's learning just as well as everybody else.
When you scouted University of Chicago, they graduated a lot of players. They've been an outstanding program for a few years now. They're 0-2 in conference play. They played Carnegie Mellon well, but they got handled very well by the Bears of Washington University. What stands out? What needs to happen for Case today to be successful against this Maroons basketball team?
Well, Sunday games are always a little bit different because it's not, after coming off of a Friday game, Sunday games, you kind of have to, it's who has, the most energy, the most toughness, mental and physical. So I think Case just has to count on their resiliency, hard work, and ball movement because I think they're quicker than Chicago is. So if they can move that ball around, I think it's going to be in their favor for sure.
It's interesting for you to point that out, the Sunday game, because I've often wondered that, especially when you're the road team.
Yep.
This is Chicago's second road game in 2 days. And it does take an effect?
Absolutely. Whether you really, acknowledge it or not, your body is tired, being on the road, traveling, shooting around. It's a lot to handle, but so that's where I think Case has kind of the step up, especially at a home game.
We're about 2.5 minutes from the starting lineup, so we're going to take a timeout. When we come back with out of that timeout, we'll have the national anthem, the starting lineups, and Brooke and I will bring you basketball from Horsburgh Gymnasium as the Spartans are ready to take on the Maroons. 2 teams that are 0-2 in University Athletic Association play, both of them looking for that first win. We'll be back.
Inspired by the 60s, Dave's Cosmic Subs is spreading love around the world one sub at a time. Voted the best in Cleveland, Dave's Cosmic Subs uses only the freshest ingredients, all wrapped in the history of rock and roll. Dave's Cosmic Subs are perfect for any occasion, especially your next Spartan Athletics gathering. Visit Dave's Cosmic Subs Coventry or call 216-320-0330 for delivery. There's only one legendary sub, and that's Dave's.
Intercontinental Suites has been transformed into much more than a hotel. It is a center of wellness and tranquility, featuring renovated suites, an expanded fitness center, and pure rooms for guests requiring the most allergen-resistant rooms on the market. C2, our Mediterranean-style restaurant and bar, accentuates the ambiance of relaxation and rejuvenation. Chef Omar Jones has designed a menu full of fresh, locally grown herbs and vegetables, along with a flavorful cuisine inspired by the beneficial Mediterranean diet. Call the Intercontinental today at 216-707-4300 or visit us at hotelsclevelandclinic.com or on Facebook. Intercontinental Suites has been transformed into much more than a hotel. It is a center of wellness and tranquility, featuring renovated suites, an expanded fitness center, and pure rooms for guests requiring the most allergen-resistant rooms on the market. C2, our Mediterranean-style restaurant and bar, accentuates the ambiance of relaxation and rejuvenation. Chef Omar Jones has designed a menu full of fresh, locally grown herbs and vegetables, along with a flavorful cuisine inspired by the beneficial Mediterranean diet. Call the Intercontinental today at 216-707-4300 or visit us at hotelsclevelandclinic.com or on Facebook.
Beverages and the use of artificial noisemakers are prohibited. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Horsburgh Gymnasium on the campus of Case Western Reserve University for today's game between the University of Chicago Maroons and your Case Western Reserve University Spartans. We now ask that all fans please rise and remove their caps as we honor America and those who protect our freedom at home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem. But now, fans, let's meet the starting lineups in an alternating format. First for the Maroons, a 5'11" senior guard from Grosse Pointe, Michigan, number 11, Caitlin Moore. For the Spartans, a 5'10" junior guard from Cranford, New Jersey.
Starters will go like this. That's Jessica McCoy for Case. McCoy, a 5'10" junior guard, averaging 13 points. She'll be a starter. Also starting, Stephanie Anderson. She is the motor of this Chicago team. Anderson, number 13, averaging 8 points, 5 rebounds, a sophomore guard at 5'9". Number 23 for Case is Alex Roth, a 5'10" junior guard out of Village Duchesne High School in St. Louis, Missouri. This is Chicago. Starting for them, number 22, Elizabeth Nye, 5'6" sophomore guard, averaging 11 points, 3 rebounds per game. For Case, she'll run the point, along with Jessica McCoy. This is Emily Young, 5'7" senior guard out of Lancaster, Ohio. For the University of Chicago, number 34, she'll start this afternoon. That is Jamie Krakenmeister, a 5'9" freshman guard. Jamie averaging 2 points, 2 rebounds. This is Kara Hageman. Hageman, a 5'11" sophomore forward out of Hopewell Valley Central High School in Pennington, New Jersey. Kara averaging 15 points per night. With the chest bump, starting for Chicago, Britta Nordstrom, a 6-foot junior forward, averaging 13 points. And then Laura Mummy, the 5th of 5 starters for Case, number 43 from Hudson High School, averaging 11 points, 5 rebounds. She's a 5'11" senior forward. So there's a look at the Maroons of Chicago and a look at the Case Spartans, Case Western Reserve University Spartans. Ron Yance, Brooke Orcutt along with you this afternoon. Brooke, it was just a year ago that you were in that huddle pregame. What's it like to not be in the huddle this year?
You know, it's a strange feeling, but I was ready to kind of pass the torch, and I'm excited to see the girls that I played with and the new faces. I'm excited to see them play in this one.
When you look at your team, this Case team, I've said during the broadcast that number 22 is kind of the glue of the team, Jessica McCoy. Statistically, she does it all. Is that true on the floor and in the locker room and during practices?
Absolutely. You said it. I mean, statistically, absolutely, but also just as a leader. I mean, she has to lead on and off the court, especially with all the freshmen, and she does it when she's on, the whole team is on.
So here's the opening jump. Chicago is in their road maroon, trimmed in black and white. Case in their home whites, trimmed in blue and silver. And this is Alex Roth with the basketball to start the game. One thing that Chicago's been known for over the years is their very aggressive man defense, and we've seen that right away, and I think Emily Young might have gotten a poke in the eye. She did get a poke in the eye from Elizabeth Nye, so that will be Nye's first foul, and Emily's just hoping she can see correctly. Here's a good look at the replay. It'll happen right here as Elizabeth comes up to right there.
Right in the eye, yep.
So that's foul number 1 on Nye. And this is Hageman with the basketball for Case. She's their leading scorer, averaging 15 points per game. How important is it for a young basketball team, Brooke, as Case is, to get off to a good start?
I think it's really important. It kind of sets the tone for the game. You know, you come out a little bit lax, and it kind of sets the tone. So they definitely have to kind of clean up the passes a little bit, taking control of the ball, and they'll be okay.
Is it tougher when you're inexperienced to come down or come back from a 10-0 hole, an 11-0 hole to start a game?
You know, I think it kind of goes both ways. I think if you're young, you have that resiliency where you don't really, you kind of just keep playing. You don't think about too much, you just play. Whereas, you know, as you get older, you kind of analyze more. So
you think too much.
Correct. So
Okay.
hopefully that kind of comes into to help them for sure.
Boy, that you could say the same thing about life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
This is Jessica McCoy with the basketball. Active hands for Chicago right now. Hageman will control. Kira Hageman has been a real solid player for Case. How's Laura Mummy's back? I know she's battled, you know, back injuries throughout the season, and every game, it just depends on how hard she gets hit.
Yeah, if you talk to her, she'll say she's fine. But I think you can see a little bit her back's hurting her ankle's hurting her. So she's a warrior just to fight through that for sure.
That's Mummy with the reverse lay-in. She didn't get it, and Nye comes down with a rebound. Quickly down the floor. Here comes Chicago the other way. This is Krakenmeister. Hageman with defense, but a good ball fake and layup by Britta Nordstrom. Nordstrom averages 13 points per game for this basketball team. 6-foot junior forward. You played against Nordstrom.
I was going to say, I remember her well. Yeah, she's always been a really, really good player.
Emily Young off the glass. Emily Young has really, Brooke, had to step up this year and take on a lot of responsibility that she wasn't used to, hasn't she?
Absolutely, and she's done a great job too. She attacks the basket so well. It's one of her biggest strengths as a player.
It's Jennifer Reimer. Coach Reimer is a former point guard herself in college.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like to play for her?
I loved it. I mean, she is such a high-energy coach, expects a lot from her teams no matter what personnel she's playing with, what the situation is, whether you're down by 20 or up by 20. She wants you to play hard the entire time, and I just love the energy she has.
So there's a freshman, Hillary Hellman, who has just checked into the game now for Case. And this is a young lady who they brought in as a freshman and have really given a lot of playing time to. She averages 12 points off the bench. She's from Kentucky. And every year, and you and Barrett Eppard were those freshmen once upon a time, both of you coming out of Colorado. Every year there seems to be a freshman that has to accept a lot of responsibility, is expected to be a scorer, and Hellman's that one this year. This is Case on defense, doing a nice job. Shot clock's at 6. Shot was missed, but the follow is also missed, and Mummy is fighting for it underneath, and Kira Hageman comes up with it. So as McCoy brings the ball up the floor, let's take that conversation back to Hellman. What have you seen in her, and what do you remember in your own experience, you and Barrett Eppard? Do you remember when both of you were freshmen coming in from Colorado and having to take on responsibility right away?
Absolutely. It's a little nerve-wracking at first, but I think she's done a really good job settling in. I mean, she came in, she was starting for the first couple of games while they were fighting back some injuries. So I think she's grown a lot just in the first half of the season. And she's going to be, in the next couple of years, she's going to be a huge contributor on this team, and she already is.
What's the toughest adjustment for a freshman going from high school competition or AAU competition in the summertime to not only Division III college basketball, but, and this is Hageman with a 18-footer that's missed, not only Division III college basketball, but University Athletic Association play, which is, a level up.
Right. I think whenever you start to get to a new team, obviously learning kind of how the team plays together, that's always a battle. But also kind of learning your spot on the team, too. You come from probably being one of the better players in your high school team to coming to a really competitive division and conference. And so trying to kind of figure all that out and have it all come together, that's a huge adjustment.
How long does that take? Is Hellman at that point now where she's been adjusted 13 games into the season, or does it take a season?
I think she's adjusted pretty well already. I think this upperclassmen, Jess, Laura, M, have really helped her adjust quickly because they knew that she had to adjust quickly. So they really helped her in that process.
Britta Nordstrom, who's a 49% free